Events Manager is where you can create, so like if somebody visits a specific page and you want that to be the goal, you can create those kinds of things. So it's all about the pixel. The pixel that sits on your church website or any website can track different things. It can track a page view. It can track a click. It can track a video being watched. It can track a product being purchased. Like it's pretty in depth. In Church World, I don't think you need most of that. What you're looking for mostly is page views, which you saw in the custom audience thing is fairly easy to do. And then if you ever do like a download, like, hey, download this free PDF in exchange for your email, that is a little bit different. Even then, though, the easiest way to do it is to say, anybody that downloaded that ends up on this page, this thank you page, this landing page, whatever you want to call it, and you just use that as the indicator. So all this, I'll be honest with you, I don't use any of this. Completed registration, all these default events, and you can tell they're running. I mean, 13,000 page views, 11,000 general events, which, again, these things you're probably not going to use. Downloads, I don't even know what downloads it's tracking. I pretty much create custom conversions, which we'll look at here in a second. I don't typically use, or pay attention much to all of these default things. So if I go over here and click on create an ad, custom audience, we did that. Lookalike audience, we did that. I'm going to create a custom conversion. A custom conversion means somebody did this and we want to track that. That's all it means. So somebody downloaded that free PDF and we want to track it. Somebody installed our app and we want to track it. Somebody bought that product and we want to track it. So when I click create a custom conversion, I'm going to say downloaded PDF, downloaded small group PDF. Now I did not come prepared with a sample of this, so we're totally making this up. But description is optional. The data source is my CCC pixel. Conversion event, all URL traffic. See that there? That, again, I just usually leave that because I'm not using these other events that we saw on the previous page. So then I come down, but you could say, again, if you got really in depth, you could say, well, that is technically a download, so pick download, and here it is. And you could totally do that, but to make it simple, I click all URL traffic. And then what I do is I give it, I'm going to go to my church website here. Whoops, I hope that still works. I clicked that wrong. That is not my church website. It's our CCB account. And I'm just going to find a random page. Let's say events. And we talked about that corn maze earlier. Now, this is not a landing page. This is the information page, right? This isn't where you actually buy the tickets. But let's pretend it was. Let's pretend this page was where you ended up after you bought corn maze tickets. Well, then I could come in here and grab that URL, like I copied it from the top here, and I can come over here and say, this custom conversion must meet all these rules, meaning they must land on this page. I just pasted it in there. I'm going to click it. You can add multiple pages. That's why the cursor's blinking here. I could say, if they land on this page or this page or this page, it counts. Most of the time, that's not going to be the case. It'll just be one page. And you can say URL contains, or it is exactly, like equals. Be careful with that though, because I typically don't do that, because in website world, if traffic comes from another source like Facebook or Google, they attach other characters on the end of it, and that would mess that up because it'd say, well, it doesn't meet that exactly. It's got these extra numbers and digits on the end. So I usually do contains, and then if it was a product you were selling, you could enter a conversion value like, oh, it was $5. Which again, in church world, pretty much never going to do that. So I'm going to hit create, and you've created the custom conversion, downloaded small group PDF, right?